for tuning in. This is OPTIBOTIMUS coming to you with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a closer look at the new Hot Toys 1/4 scale Little Groot from the Guardians of the Galaxy. As you can see for the packaging, it's a little bit different than we've gotten before with other Hot Toy figures, and that there's no slip cover, and the actual package has this nice window display where you can totally see the figure within, except that you can't see it here because I took it out. Then down here you got this nice little Groot foil text, and I really dig it because it nicely resembles like a plant or something like that, but really very nice. The rest of the package is done up in the color and kind of appearance of the Milano, which is Star-Lord's spaceship. And then you come around here to the top, and again that foil text carries over with the nice Ravager logo. On the back of the package, you have just various warnings and contact information and things that I can't read. Oh, wait, no, actually, I can kind of see. That says Toy Hunters. That says Hot Toys Limited. That says Secret Base. That's pretty much it that I can read. Oh, they got the address and things like that, but all just the legal stuff. Keep them safe, I suppose. But for the packaging, that's about it for them. This is my first 1/4 scale figure, so I'm really excited about it. Typically, I don't collect the 1/4 scale figures because they are really large, but because this is Groot, it's actually, as you can see, fairly small. So for the packaging, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him open and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have the Hot Toys 1/4 scale Little Groot opened up and out of its packaging. And as I said, he's 1/4 scale, so using my little ruler here, well, if I can get it to actually work, you can see that he's a little less than 5 inches tall from the very bottom all the way to the top of his head. And I think that that's confusing some people. As 1/4 scale, if you were to have a 1-to-1 scale of this, you're looking at about 20 inches, a little less than 20 inches, because there's 4 quarters in one hole. So you take the total length and you multiply it by 4, and that's what you get for 1-to-1 scale. But what they're not taking into consideration is his little pot right here. So honestly, and I mean, like I said, there's no way that this character is around 20 inches in the film, but what you have to look at is the actual character, and as you can see, he's about 3 inches, which translates to Groot 1-to-1 scale being about 12 inches in length, which is far more realistic. Now, that does still seem a little bit too big. I would anticipate Groot was maybe 9 or 10 inches in the film, but I still think this works really well. I absolutely love this though. I mean, as you can see based on my hand, I mean, he is very small, but they put an amazing amount of detail in here. Zooming in so that you can see, first of all, I love that they actually got some nice pottery detail in the actual pot that he stands in. I mean, that looks really quite impressive. You can see some nice little dimples and things on there. I'm trying to come in as much as possible, you can see, without it getting too blurry, but you can kind of see it there. But I mean, I love that. It just gives it a very ceramic look. It really does look good. And then for the figure, again, amazing amount of detail on this. I mean, all the way throughout. I mean, I love the fact that they got the nice brown paint on here. You got some green vines going through. Even looking here to the actual clay that he's potted in, looks very, very well done. This kind of gets a little bit less detail, but maybe that's wet or something. But I mean, I love that. And then you can see how it goes down into there, or I should say he goes down into there and he's growing out. I mean, it is really very well done in terms of the detail. Even coming around here to the back, again, you can see some of the actual vines on the little tips right here. You can see he's got little branches coming out. The bits right here, you can see he's got some green on there. Hopefully that's coming across on the camera. On his actual head at the tips as well, you can see some green. And my camera keeps not wanting to focus because it's so tiny, but you got some green tips right there. Now, as I mentioned, actually in my promotional video, this is a slightly posable figure. First of all, the head is on a ball joint, so you get a nice range of motion with that. Lots of articulation there. But the rest of the body, you got a wire going through the torso and a wire going through the arms. So you can actually bend these up and they'll stay in place pretty well, and you can recreate him dancing or something of that nature. And if you want to make him a little happier looking, you pop this off and you got another head that you can just jam right on there. I kind of push that down a little bit. You can jam that on there, and now he's got a little bit of a smile. And again, great look for Groot, just coming through very, very nicely. If you want to get him even looking like he's having even more fun, you got this one that has a full open mouth that he's just
having a great old time. Like, yay, look at me, I'm dancing. Now, for the articulation, it isn't all that great. And one thing that I am concerned about is overusing it. This material doesn't really feel like it's full-on rubber. It is something, though, that over time, I would fear possibly cracking. So I'm not going to be posing this too terribly much. I might get it in just a slightly natural or neutral pose, maybe something like this, where it's not too stressful on the actual material. Now the instructions do tell you that when you're bending them, to only bend them about that far, roughly about 30 degrees or so. You don't want to overdo it. And I think that, again, has to do with the fact that if you overdo it, you could split this. So you do really want to be careful. You can actually take this off. I don't know why, but you can take that off if you want to. I tried taking his heads and storing them in there, but you can see that these kind of stick out, so you can't really store his extra heads in there. So, I mean, it really is a terrific little piece, and I absolutely love it, and I'm thrilled that I picked it up. But I really do enjoy this guy, and I really cannot think of any reason not to recommend him. The only thing that might put some people off would be the price. At $50, I still think that you're getting a nice piece. I have seen some pieces that are actually even more expensive that are not articulated and don't really depict Groot all that well, and those are even more expensive than this. So I really do think that this is worth getting, especially if you are a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy and Groot himself. But if this little guy is something that you're interested in, he is available at Sideshow Collectibles. So all you have to do is click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to Sideshow where you can pick this guy up and add him to your collection. And I'd also like to send a very special shout out to Budget Stark, who thanks to him was able to make this review possible. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been OPTIBOTIMUS. Don't forget that you can keep in touch with me by liking my Facebook page at facebook.com/TeamBotimus and by following me over on Twitter at twitter.com/OPTIBOTIMUS. Also, I'd encourage you to check out my new website at OPTIBOTIMUSreviews.com, where you can see all my videos from the previous week, see what I have coming up for future release, and also get your very own OPTIBOTIMUS t-shirt. And finally, I'd also really appreciate it, guys, that if you like this review, don't forget to please like, comment, and share this video. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.